All right, everybody, welcome out to the Lagerroom Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, July the 14th, 2026. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh. What do you got going?
I'm just going through and making sure I'm liking like all of our posts that we put up just now.
You doing that right now?
Give me half an hour.
I see what you did there.
How many sites do we post to?
46 right now.
46. Okay, that was 12 down. I'll get back to that later.
You get back to it later.
Hey,
usually it takes you a few days, so that's fine.
Did you see what Irvin Holland brought home as a souvenir from Texas?
I did not.
Oh, I got to show this to you. I should have sent this to you. Let me see if I can find it again. It's so special.
Okay.
I mean, this guy, I'm going to miss him. I'm really going to miss him because he's just been so entertaining.
Okay.
Here we go.
What was that? He brought home... a raccoon?
It's a taxidermied raccoon holding a whiskey bottle.
He brought home a taxidermied raccoon holding a whiskey bottle.
He posted up on his Instagram. It followed me home.
There you go. Can't beat that.
That was the worst thing about Norway getting eliminated. No more Irvin Holland.
There you go.
And it's not like I could even watch him, in the Premier League because he plays for Man City, and I'm a Man United fan. So I've got to turn off the bromance with Irvin Holland.
Well, I mean, it's like anything else, right? I mean, you take that for soccer. It's the same thing as like tonight's the All-Star game for Major League Baseball, right?
Yeah.
So now you have your team's players playing with your arch enemy in your division. Pick your team in whatever division, right? Because it all makes sense for whomever you're talking about, right? But they're getting along, and it's been said many times, like they all get along. It's like a fraternity.
Yeah.
They all it's a job for them. Yeah, I mean there can be scuffles here and there, and obviously we've seen that, but for all intents and purposes, they all know each other. They play together at some point. They're all friends. We're the ones that get pissed off at the other teams. They don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, things have changed because it has become a business. But back in the days of super techs, no, they hated each other.
Right.
When Nolan Ryan was pitching.
Oh well, that's a different story. You bring up Nolan Ryan right there, it doesn't matter.
Well, saying things were a little different back then.
Nolan Ryan spanned generations too. People that were 40 years older than younger people that were 40 years younger played against him and hated him. So it was an equal opportunity hatred for him.
But also it was a little different back then as well, because when you were on a team, you were on that team for most of your damn career.
Right. It's much different now. It's much
different now because it's a business and they're just moving parts around constantly. So everybody's played with everybody, and I don't know which way I prefer
it. You know what? I don't either. There are good points and bad points about both. So, but you know what? We could talk about a little bit more of this maybe at some point down the road in this show with our guest.
You know what? Bring it up on your other podcast.
What's it called? Get on with it. Get on with it. It's tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Get on with it. Podcast.
We do have a shout out.
We do have a shout out.
It's somebody special's birthday today. We want to honor it.
That's correct.
Happy birthday, SpongeBob.
Happy birthday, SpongeBob. Yes, happy birthday, SpongeBob. Happy SpongeBob's birthday.
Yes.
Day. Happy SpongeBob's birthday day.
You have a template that you just put things in?
Yeah, I pop it in the middle. So there you go. Let's fix that. Hold on.
It says birthday day.
There we go. How's this? Happy SpongeBob's birthday. Is that better?
Yeah, well, Lucky approves.
Lucky approves. There you go. He just says that. There you go. It is also a few other things.
It is World Chimpanzee Day.
It is World Chimpanzee Day. For those who celebrate, happy World Chimpanzee Day.
Yeah.
Apparently Lucky.
Our closest cousins, genetically speaking, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been told. And what else did we decide? Oh, it's National Grand Marnier Day, isn't it?
It is. Happy National Grand Marnier Day.
Which is weird. I don't have any Grand Marnier. I do have orange liqueur, but it's not actually Grand Marnier. I cheated. I mean, because I just use them to mix with. So, mix with it. I didn't need to pay for.
No, you're right. I got you. But happy Grand Marnier Day. And the other one, there's another one. We're going to save that until later.
And those of you who follow the show know that's going to be our top 3 category.
Yes, as well, or lead into the top 3 guesses. Top 3 lists.
Or be related to it, yes, in some way.
Or be related to it. It's related somewhere or another. But I'm thirsty. I know you're thirsty. It was very hot today, as my tagline.
I didn't leave the house.
I reconstituted myself afterwards, but it was around noon. I actually melted. It was like ice cream.
Yeah. What a world! What a world! So, you can tell what I did today, other than work, by my tagline.
Yes, you did. You watched soccer, did you not?
Football.
You watched football. All right. Let's. Well, it was being played here in the States, so you watched soccer. There you go.
Yes. So in Spain, I don't know if is it an upset. I don't know. Spain won the Euro. They won the Euro Cup, so I'm upset.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, someone's got some money riding on Spain. We won't say who.
I'm not sure who it is either, but
I know he's a pro.
There you go.
Or at least wearing a shirt that says it.
All right. So there you go. Anyway. All right. Let's bring our guest on. I'm sure he's thirsty as well. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Jay von Czoernig. How are you, Jay?
Hey, Jay.
Did I say it right?
You certainly did, von Czoernig. Just how it looks.
There you go. There you go. How are you on this fine, ultra hot day in the middle of July?
Couldn't be better. Shoveling out hot grain when it's 105 out, nothing more fun.
Nothing more fun. Because you know who loves really hot grain while you're shoveling it into a dumpster? Flies.
Flies, yeah. For sure.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So how's everything in Norristown?
Everything in Norristown's good.
Awesome.
Playing.
I love the view behind you. That's perfect.
There's some tanks back there.
Yeah, man.
We got to talk about that. We got to talk about a bunch of stuff. We're going to get into all of that in just a couple of seconds. But before we get into going into any of that conversation, let's see what you're drinking and hear what we're drinking. So you can actually drink. So what do you got, Jay? What do you got going?
Got to go with the OG pills.
There you go. Tell us about it.
Family recipe dating back to 1860.
Really?
Won gold at the World Beer Cup in 2023 as best American Pilsner in the world. And it is the original Schmidt's recipe, still brewed under the watchful eye of Adam Brosetti, the last master brewer of Schmidt's.
That's awesome.
Interesting. So it's a family recipe. Is it like contested and there's like a family overseas that says it's theirs and now you got to go and face off in a beer festival kind of fight there and do a Das Boot to win the recipe back?
No. Unlike some other breweries that are out there, it's just a marketing scheme. My great grandfather came over and started Schmidt's Brewery in 1860. So we're 6 generations removed from Christian Schmidt, who started the brewery.
That's impressive. That's historical.
It's very impressive. And I want to talk more about that too.
You don't hear that too often.
You do not hear that at all.
So, but I think that's the beer I had at Carton Brewing when some of your peeps were there.
This is the one we lead with. This is like our 1A for sure.
I think I had that at. Did you pour that for me at CBC?
Yeah, I think we probably had that.
Yeah,
it was definitely CBC. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful beer.
It is.
That was nice. Still one beautiful beer. That's one of the slogans.
You gotta love it. Still one beautiful beer.
I didn't know that. That wasn't me just talking them up there.
You gotta love it. All right, Samurai, what are you drinking?
I wish I had one of those, but it's not to disparage the beer I am drinking. I am drinking, and John got me this one. This is from Conclave. This is called Vacant Throne. It is an Italian-style pils. Mm-hmm. And let me get some more in there. Because I've even gotten proper glassware. I've gotten my Conclave.
Yeah, maybe I'm going right out of the can.
There you go.
There's nothing wrong with right out of the can.
There's nothing wrong right out of the can. Nothing wrong at all.
No, I would probably drink all my beers right out of the can on the show, but we like to show off our glassware on the show.
Glassware and show the beer and all, so
yeah.
That works. All right, I went west. Well,
young man.
West. I went west, young man. I started west, all the way to California, Fort Bragg, as it were.
Fort Bragg.
Fort Bragg, California. North Coast Brewing. Their Red Seal Ale, Rudrick's Red Seal.
That's a beautiful beer too.
Yeah. One of them. Haven't had one in a while. Had it. I'm like, you know what? Let me start with it. I would believe me if I had one of those, I'd be drinking that right now. Jack,
mm-hmm.
But here's
that
Cheers.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming up. Oh, that's good beer. All right. All right. So let's get right into the nitty gritty of it. Before we get started, we always ask, the first question we ask is any first time guest on the show. What was to the best of your recollection, what was the first, I'll say craft beer, but anything other than macro lager that you ever had?
First craft beer I probably
it can be an import. It can be an import. That's fine.
First craft beer I probably remember having is a Harpoon Ale. Freshman up in Boston. Someone ordered a pitcher at the local pub. Didn't want it. Brought it to our table. I tasted it. I said, whoa, that was different.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not the IPA. That's the actual Harpoon Ale.
That is a Harpoon Ale.
That beer was great. I loved that beer. That was fantastic.
It's still a good beer for sure.
Yeah, they only have to my best of my recollection, the only place they have it is actually at the brewery, and maybe some select locations right in and around in Boston. But I don't think they brew a lot of that one. At least the last time I was up there and heard.
You're gonna have to excuse me. You have to excuse me for 1 second because I'm gonna give the rest of this to the person in the next room. She's gonna love this. Be right back.
You got it. That's right. That's awesome. Yeah, that was so. You were up.
That was probably the first craft beer I really tried. I was obviously with a family history. Beer's been on our family, and I got 50 cases of Schmitz for graduating high school. So, I had a beer meister in our house when I was 10 years old. So it was nothing new, but definitely tasting that for the first time. It was a different taste from what I was used to.
That is a great graduation present. Yeah, Davey just said he got 50 cases of Schmitz for his graduation.
Graduating high school. Yep.
That's a nice gift.
That's a nice gift. Absolutely.
I think I only got a car.
Is that all?
No, I didn't get a car.
Well, poor you. There you go.
I did not get a car. My family I come from a poor family. I almost, yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, I almost did the line from The Jerk.
The Jerk. That's almost what I did too. But anyway. And just for shits and giggles, what was the first brewery you ever visited?
Ooh, first brewery I ever visited was probably obviously besides Schmitz, going there when I was small. First real brewery I visited was probably Harpoon.
Harpoon, there you go.
I interviewed those guys my freshman year. I think there was a total of 4 of them at the time. I think 3 of them were owners, and it was neat to follow their whole careers and what they've done up there in Boston.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love what they've done up there. They make some good beer. It's really cool. I think one of my favorite things, other than the beer and the space too. And Dave, I don't know when was the last time you were up in Boston, but they've really built up.
A couple years ago.
They really built up South Boston around.
Oh yeah, no, I've been there since the
whole area is all built up now. It's like not like it was. I mean, it was basically you're driving through industrial areas and nothing to get out to Harpoon. Now it's all hotels and restaurants and everything else.
Yeah, the Seaport side have done a heck of a job for sure.
Absolutely.
There was nothing there when they started. Zero.
No, nothing. All right. So obviously growing up in beer, so you're 6th generation brewing, and it was your great 4 greats.
4 or 5, somewhere around 6 generations. I can tell you that. I don't know how many greats that is. Said there'd be no math.
That's true. You're right. See how easy it is for us to go down that rabbit hole.
John's usually the one who fails that rule.
Yeah, here it is. There you go. So we.
Quite literally, my father was a master brewer. My uncle was a master brewer. My grandfather was a master brewer. My great grandfather was a master brewer, dating all the way back to 1860.
That's awesome. Wow. That's awesome. All the way back to that's. I love hearing stories like that, and I did not know that. That's great to hear that news. Now you didn't. You're not the only Von C to open Von C, right? I mean, it's
myself and my 2 older brothers. Unfortunately, Schmitz closed in '87, which was the year I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
So my 2 older brothers got to work in Schmitz and work in the brewery. I actually did not. I was still in high school, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not going to brewing school anymore. What am I doing now? So once it closed, but it's myself and my 2 brothers.
Nice, very nice.
I loved Schmitz. Schmitz was such a good beer.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
Especially in this area, it was.
Well.
And then the Phillies had Larry Schmitz, so it was like it just went together.
Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt.
Oh, I went to school with that guy.
You went to school, Larry Schmidt, Mike Schmidt.
Different Schmidt altogether.
First baseman, right? Third baseman, first baseman.
Third.
Yeah. It's that one line that Robert Hayes says in Vacation Airplane. When he's got to concentrate and he's hearing an echo, he says, "Pinch hitting for Mike Schmidt, Manny Moda." Anyway, all right. So yeah, most guests we have on, brewery owners, brewers, whoever it is, we talked to them about, I started homebrewing and 10 years ago. Blah, blah. Obviously, we don't have to go there with this. You grew up brewing.
I mean, I did do some home brewing and all that kind of good stuff. I wrote the business plan for Von C back in 1993, I believe it was. It was my senior project at Northeastern University. I got super lucky as also one of my senior projects was Atlantic Coast Brewing Company. Was just about to open up in Boston. So they came back to the Small Business Association, which worked through Northeastern. And we did a whole marketing study for them. Now, mind you, back in 93, there was less than 273 breweries in the U.S.
Yep.
The question was there room for another brewery in Boston? Would you be able to acquire taps? So we went around. I think we interviewed 75, 85 different establishments in and around Boston, and came back to them with a marketing study saying a resounding yes. People would love another beer being brewed in Boston. So it was cool. I got to hang on with those guys and open up Atlantic Coast Brewery with them, and kind of see them go through the whole build-out process and what it took to get a beer out and about. And I think they were in business for, about 10, 11 years.
Sounds about right.
And then he's now the owner of Notch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Great lager brewery. You guys haven't been there. You got to check out.
Yeah.
John
been to Notch a few times, yeah.
They do a great job.
Yeah. Well, right there in Salem, it's a cool town too. If you haven't been to Salem.
Oh yeah, I've been to both of them.
Not you, just people listening. Yeah. If anybody out there, you get to Notch, but it's a really cool town to walk around too.
And it's still a silly question: is there room for another brewery in Boston?
That's pretty funny. Less than 270 breweries in the United States. Is there room for more beer in Boston?
Yeah.
Let's ask the Scots.
Ask the Scots if Boston needs more beer.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember at that point in time, you were lucky if you could find a Guinness anywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was really just, the macros, and that was it. That's all you saw.
Well, that was the best thing. They interviewed a Scottish guy. Said he goes, "Yeah, they're totally out of beer. I was forced to drink a Bud Light."
Yeah, they have. I think the line was actually they don't have. We drank them clean out of beer. They don't have any beer left. All they have is Bud Light.
Yeah. It's funny how that works, isn't it?
That was great.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was a great experience, and watching what those guys did. We knew we were going to open a brewery. Obviously, it's in our blood. We just didn't know exactly when, So when I graduated, I got really close in '94 in Philly to signing a lease and doing the brewery then. And myself and my partner, who was involved at that point in time, kind of life took over and started going different directions in the different jobs we had gotten. But again, we always knew we were going to do it. Just took a little while.
Gotcha. When did you write that plan? You said 1995?
93.
So you wrote it when you were graduating. Oh, yeah, that's right. You wrote it for your graduation. That's awesome. So, okay, so fast forward to when you decide, okay, now is the time. When was that?
So
because I'm sure it wasn't an overnight thing.
No, we've been in business now for 5 years, so it's probably about 5 years before that. There was a local brewery that was going up for auction. I'd always been interested in brewing. I visited every brewery that was out there. I watched what every brewery in all the East Coast opening, watched what they did, watched the ones that closed, tried to figure out why they closed, visited them all. Again, I always knew we were going to do it, but really the crux was a local brewery called Prism, which is about 25, 30 minutes from here, was going up for auction. I don't know how I caught wind of it, but I did. So I was like, I'm going to go check it out. Kind of went through the walkthrough, and I went down to the shore that weekend, which I share with my brothers, and we're on the deck watching sunset, drinking a beer. I was like, what do you guys think? There's an auction coming up. You guys have any interest in opening a brewery? And I got a very resounding yes from both of them. There was no hesitation whatsoever. Both of those, my brothers at that point in time, were kind of coming out of their first careers and not ready to retire. So I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that kind of. I was like, all right. And they're like, why? I was like, so I told them about the auction. I called up my old partner. I said, yo, John, you interested in putting some money up for a brewery? Again, got a super resounding yes. So we left that weekend with a amount that we thought we were comfortable with. I went to the auction, which was, I think it came down to 3 of us. I went about $10,000 over the number that we all agreed we were comfortable with spending. I bowed out and watched the last 2 go. I think the brewery went for about 6, if I remember correctly, 6 or 6,500 more than when I bowed out. So I went back down to the shore next week and I said, yo, guys, we were about this close, to owning a brewery. I'm like, you guys serious? They're like, yeah, we're 100% serious. Like, that'd be an awesome second little career for us. So I said, all right, let's pull out the business plan that I wrote in 1993, dust it off, revamp it, and kind of start plugging this away and putting it together. At that point in time, we were kind of in that second wave of some closures happening. So there's a lot of equipment in the used marketplace. Mm-hmm. So I said, there's plenty of equipment out there. If we find the right deal, we'll check it out. So it was pretty neat dusting off the business plan. I mean, back in '93, there was no tap room scenario.
Sure.
Everyone had tasting rooms, but it was because you had to have a tasting room just to have people sample some stuff at the end of a tour. Mm-hmm. There was no tasting room that was open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or all week long. So a tap room was a new thing. Self-distributed, that wasn't really a thing back then, especially in our area. So it was really neat to see the differences and kind of change that business plan around to how it had to be for today. In the meantime, I was watching a lot of the used equipment stuff, and Thomas Hooker up in Connecticut was replacing his brew house. He was doubling the size of his brew house from a 20 to a 40. Went up online. I called him up that day and said, hey, does it look as good as it does in the pictures in person? He said, thing's a workhorse. We're just doubling the size. I said, when can I come check it out? He's like, well, I just told you it's a workhorse. We brew on it two shifts a day, every day, 7 days a week.
Pick your day. You want to come up?
I said, all right. I said, I'll come up for first shift tomorrow. I said, I'll be there by 5 a.m. So I went up, brewed a batch of beer on it with the guys from Thomas Hooker. I tried to haggle, and he laughed at me. He said, I put this on the internet yesterday. I've got like 15 people online, and you're here at 5 a.m. He's like, you really think you're in position to haggle? Like, you kind of got me.
All right, yeah.
So I put down a down payment, and that's how kind of the whole thing started. Gotcha. Again, he had just commissioned a brew house to be built by ABE, I believe. He said, hey, brew house is supposed to be here this date. I need 2 weeks to commission it, get my numbers right. I need this thing out 2 weeks after that. Can you make that happen? I said, sure, no worries.
When was that?
I don't know. I'm thinking probably about 12 years ago today, maybe 12, 13 years ago.
Gotcha. Wow.
So I said, yeah, I'll make that happen. So went home. I said, oh, shit, where am I going to put this whole brewing equipment? I just basically put a down payment on, brew house, 4 40-barrel fermenters, a couple brights, everything else. So I'm like, where am I going to put this? So I started asking around to see who had some storage space. Luckily, the place I worked for, great people. I stored it in there for, I think, 5.5, 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So we were on a pretty long building search. After we had the equipment, said, all right, now we got to find a building. Looked all over. We looked in the Navy Yard in Philly, which would have been awesome, but there was
that would have been great.
It was incredible. Some of those buildings.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, most of those buildings down there are over 80 to 110,000 square feet. We only wanted 15 to 20 max. So trying to put the whole deal together was difficult. But some of those buildings, there's 30-ton cranes hanging.
Oh yeah.
It's really neat.
We're down there every May. We run my better half and I run the Broad Street 10-miler every year. So we finished
there. Yep.
We finished there.
Yeah, beautiful spot. It had a lot of potential for sure, especially being right near all the all the sports venues and whatnot. Sure. Yeah. So we chased the building there for a little bit. That finally said, listen, this is never going to happen. Too much red tape. We chased the building out in Great Valley. Actually had engineered drawings being made of that one. It was a 73,000 square feet building. Again, we only wanted 18 of it. Someone came in and wanted the whole building. So the landlord said, listen, I got to do this deal. He's like, I'm sorry, whatever you guys need, I got to do this deal. So we were out on that building. And we had looked at the building that we're in right now, which, as you can see, is super industrial, like big uplighting. It's a pretty cool building. We saw it fairly early on in our building search, but it needed a lot of work. and it was more than what we were ready to bite off. The landlord who owned it at that time really wasn't interested in putting a whole lot of money into it, so it wasn't even on our radar. In the meantime, a young investment group had bought the building, and I really think they just thought it'd be cool to have a brewery in a building that they owned. Somehow heard through the grapevine that we had looked at it, got in touch with our real estate agent, said, "Hey, can you get those guys to come back?"
They reached out to you.
Yeah, they said, "Can you get those guys to come back?" We've done a lot of work to the building. We've replaced the roof, all the lighting, everything outside, really well cleaned up. So I said, let's make this easy. I said, here's a list of what I would need, to even come look at the building. Mm-hmm. The guy called me the next day and said, let's talk. I was like, damn, I didn't make my list long enough.
You're finally in a position to haggle.
In all seriousness, to have a landlord who was motivated to have us in the building was huge. So we had the absolute.
It's Jay. That's bigger than huge.
Oh yeah, without
it's bigger than huge.
Especially when you have the pleasure of signing a lease for your building in March before the pandemic hits. So we knew something was percolating overseas. And I remember sitting in this building, the demising wall wasn't up yet. There was no electricity in the building, just outside the building, no heat. We knew something was percolating overseas. I looked at my brother, I said, should we sign this? And he's like, man, we've been on a 4-year building search. If we don't sign this now, we're never going to sign this.
Yeah, it's going to end.
And I said, well, all right, how bad could it get? So we signed the lease, and 15 days later, the world shut down. I said, oh, my gosh, what the heck did we just do?
Yeah, you know what, though? You needed time to put it together anyway, so.
Well, we had a certain amount built in there. Again, luckily, our landlord was very cool about it. He gave us another 3 months, I think it was, because of the pandemic, extra without the rent starting, for the build out. Because obviously doing a build out during the pandemic, I don't suggest that to anybody. Electricians would pop positive. You don't see them for 3 weeks. You get pushed back 4 weeks here, 5 weeks there. We knew, regardless of what was going on with the pandemic, we got about a 3,000 square foot outside beer garden. And, I'm sure it was the same in Jersey. People were chomping at the bit to be outside drinking beer.
Yes, they were.
So we knew once the weather started to turn here that we had an outlet for it. We had, something that we could move some beer into. So that's what we were shooting for, was kind of like a March opening. Again, because of the pandemic, it got pushed back to somewhere in early June-ish, which actually worked out fairly well for us because it was about the same time governor started to lift a lot of the pandemic restrictions on outside dining here in Philly and in Pennsylvania. So instead of mapping out tables every 6 feet and doing all that nonsense, we were actually able to open up almost somewhat normally.
That's great.
Yeah, so we had a soft opening for all the contractors who worked on the job. It was not soft at all. We had another soft opening for friends and family the next day, and again, was not soft at all. Thought we had enough beer in the tanks for 2.5 weeks.
You did not.
That Saturday, only if you were following the build out on our website. No other social media splash whatsoever. Following the build out, we just put on there, hey, we're going to have a soft opening this Saturday from 12 to question mark. Come on out, check it out, and say hi. By 4 o'clock on Saturday, I'm crossing things off the chalkboard going, we're going to run out of beer. We're going to run out of beer. We ended up running out of 4 beers. We only had 1 left by the end of the day, to the point where we had to put a sign up the next day and said, thank you guys very much. You drank us out of beer, and closed for 2.5 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks, right?
Still more beer came out of the tanks. And I was like, oh, great. These guys are going to think we're freaking clowns. Like, who are these clowns trying to open a brewery? You know what I mean? But most of the spin was positive. And then on June 5th, we had the grand opening, and we were blown away. We are on a dead-end street in the middle of Norristown. So it's not location. It's brewery location, You got to search us out. And more than 1,200 people came through that front door that day, and we were absolutely blown away. And
I could think of a number of really good breweries.
Yeah.
That I've been to that are on dead ends.
Yep. And just
one of I worked for, didn't I? Do?
And just like a lot of those breweries, it's diversifying, and this area is starting to build up the same way.
Yeah, you done did.
So, but
so that was kind of the crux of how it happened. A brewery was going up for a sale, and it kind of lit the spark under us to say, let's do it.
That's great.
Personally, I was waiting until my kids were going to graduate college, so it would be a little less stressful. But I didn't get I didn't get to wait that long.
Gotcha. They're still in college?
Yeah, they're done. My son just graduated. My daughter just graduated from Pitt. So they're both out.
Nice.
Working. Thank gosh.
There you go. You're like, what? Quick aside, because she went to Pitt, and obviously you went out there to see her, and while she was in school.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite liquid in Pittsburgh?
I think either Dancing Gnome or Cinderlands probably.
Okay.
Old Thunder's pretty good.
Old Thunder's really good.
I feel bad that the Penn Brewery, shuttered. We went to one of their Oktoberfest one of the times we were out visiting my daughter there. That's a cool brewery.
It was a cool space. It was.
Yeah, it's up on the hill, the kettles. It was just a really cool brewery. So I hope they can pull themselves out of that.
Old Thunder. I mean, you're mentioning favorites of mine. Old Thunder's great, especially when Hootie Barbecue. I'm sorry, Blowfish Barbecue.
Blowfish Hootie.
Hootie owns Blowfish Barbecue.
Right, makes sense.
And he's always at Old Thunder. But Grist House is making some good beer too. But the new Dancing Gnome space you can't beat. That's
cool. Very cool.
I really enjoyed Coven when I was there.
Coven's good.
Yeah,
Coven's really good. Especially when he goes and makes you hot dogs in the middle of July.
Especially on July 4th weekend when it's about 90 degrees out and the owner is out back making hot dogs because it was too hot for the food truck to show up.
Yeah.
Know how that goes.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
so every time I was out visiting the daughter, I'd sprinkle some beer out around Pittsburgh, trying to plant some seeds out there. It's a good beer town for sure.
Yeah. So on that note then, let's talk about that. What's your distribution footprint?
So for the first 3 years, we were self-distributed. At that point in time, doing deliveries was a full time and a half job for myself. So it was either buy 2 more delivery trucks, hire more people, hire more sales rep, or hand it off to someone who had the infrastructure. At that point in time, we met with all the distributors in our area, and we signed on with Muller, who does our Philly 5.
Yep.
Our first distributor we signed on was actually in Southern Jersey, Harrison Beverage. So they do Southern Jersey for us. Then we signed on with Muller. At this point in time, we've signed on with Banco, Midstate, Kirkner. So we're Southern Jersey through PA up to the New York state line, about as far west as State College.
Gotcha.
And looking to add some of those other spots in there, some Central Jersey, some Northern Jersey, and the rest of PA, hopefully by the end of the year.
Very nice.
Would love to see you in Northern Jersey.
Love to see you in Northern Jersey. That'd be great.
Yeah, we were there for a little bit. We signed on originally with Cape Bev, and they did their own distribution arm.
They did.
And then
right.
Closed is how we landed with Harrison. So we were in the middle of Northern Jersey for about 8 months before Cape Bev decided to pull the plug on the distro.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, we'll talk later about a couple of things. I can put you in touch with some people, but we'll talk about that on off air.
We would like that for sure.
There you go. Cool. So how big? All right. So we know it's a 20-barrel brew house. What's the system?
Yeah, so we are a 16,000 square foot production brewery. We got about 2,500 square feet up front for our tap room.
Nice.
3,000 square feet of beer garden outside.
That's beautiful.
So 20-barrel brewery. I think we're up to 8 or 9 40-barrel fermenters, 3 40-barrel brights. We also have a nice little 2-barrel pilot system to keep our brew team happy and experimenting.
Gotta have those fun one-offs.
Yeah, you got to have those outlets for sure. It's also, you guys know, someone sits at your bar. It's not what they had and loved yesterday. Every time they come in, it's what do you got that's new.
What do you got? Yeah, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, what do you got that's new? So that works out well for us. Nice little 2-barrel system. It might last 2 weeks in our tap room, 2.5 max.
It's all good.
Sold real well. We can scale it up if there's a one and done, so be it.
It's test batch. It's all it's about.
Yeah, it's fun stuff for sure.
Yeah. Any 20s or you double batching everything?
If we do, we will single batch into a 40-barrel fermenter. So, most of our stuff we're double batching at this point in time. Some of the stuff will kind of come and go depending on where we are with the yeast and the harvest, whatnot. But we try and double batch as much as we can.
That's awesome. Yeah, especially with as big a distribution footprint as you're having right now. So
yeah, we're one of the lucky ones. We've knock on wood, continued to be able to grow throughout this, the last year and a half here. So hopefully we can keep that streak going.
Well, Dave and I said when we were drinking the beer at AC Beer Fest before I was talking to you at CBC, Dave and I were both like, oh, this beer's spot on. I'm not bullet smoker beer by any means. This beer's fantastic.
Love the beer.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Again, with the family history, we knew we were going to be lager heavy, and we were lucky enough to find our brewer, Mike, great brewer, great head brewer for us. And he was right in the same. He's like, let's do traditional styles done well. I don't need to do, and there's people who do them very well. I'm not knocking them, but I don't need to do milkshakey stuff. I don't need to do, smoogies. We just try and do traditional styles, traditionally correct. true to style as they should be. There's a reason why those beers have been around for so many hundreds of years,
Just again, not to blow smoke up your ass, but I just scrolled back to my show notes from Tuesday, April 14th's podcast, and Al Gattulo was on with us, and the three of us did our top 3 list, and the top 3 list topic was that day was top 3 favorite beers we had at this year's AC Beer Fest, and mine and Dave's were both the same, and it was your OG Pils.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah.
Fantastic beer.
Yeah.
I'd love to take credit for it, but it is the recipe dating back to 1860. And again, we're lucky enough to have the last master brewer Schmitz, Adam Brosetti. He closed the doors in '87 with my dad and locked up Schmitz. But we brought him out of retirement, kicking and screaming. He's now like a beer ambassador for us. He loves telling the story. He loves doing beer dinners. He's loving every minute. But
that's great.
He comes out and does all of our test batches with us. Does a lot of taste testing with us. He's a great asset for the brewery and a great asset for our brew team for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I gotta get down there. I'd love to meet him. Love to sit down with you again. So at some point we'll schedule a day to get out there. Definitely want to get out there.
Yeah, one down. We were, it's funny, we were putting all the formula for that together. So we had to pull it out of Adam's head. It's been a while since he's like talking beer talk like that. So he's going through a lot of old Schmitz manuals and whatnot. We're writing stuff down on napkins. So it comes time, we're actually going to do a full batch of it. We've done a small test batch of it. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a full batch of it. Adam Rosetti's up on the brew deck. He's like, "Step down, youngins. I got it." elbows flared. I got it. So we're all watching the first Von COG Pils, Schmitz, aka going through the whole brew day. He steps down. He's tasting his wort. We're wide eyed, waiting for some crazy saying. Right? We're like, well, nailed it. That's all he says. But again, our brew team's done a great job keeping that legacy alive and keeping that legendary Philly lager going.
That's awesome. Dave, you just opened another beer. Jay, you still working on your can?
Yeah, we'll go with 1B though if we need to. So if I was going to open another here, it's going to be our Walking on Clouds. It's our flagship hazy.
Very nice.
Get a whole lot of mango, grapefruit up front on that, a little passion fruit on the tail end. But like we talked about, we really try and make sure all of our beers are super sessionable. So even our IPA there, it's going to finish super dry, not super cloying. You don't have to shave off your tongue at the end of that one.
Enough hops to dry it out. And
sip a glass of water before you get your next sip. For me, I don't want an IPA that makes me feel like I'm a fish out of water. You know what I mean? I want something I take a sip. By the time that glass or that can goes back down the table, I want to be intrigued to take another one. So our Walking on Clouds finishes super dry, and it's a great seller for us, obviously.
Yeah, I love that. I'm right with you. That's definitely simpatico on there because I actually feel bad for some brewers that want that sweetness and maybe not throwing the lactose in there or anything else, but they want the sweetness. You want it dry because that's going to make them drink more. It's
there is that.
Boom. Oh, I need more. Oh, I need more. Oh, I need So
you want that beer to actually finish, not hang on.
It's got to be finished. You don't want it to linger for 5 minutes. You want them by the time by the time the glass hits the bar, it's done. So
you get less palate fatigue that way as well.
Absolutely.
Any style that we start to formulate, again, it kind of finishes with, hey, I want a beer that's super sessionable, super drinkable.
Absolutely. Samurai, what'd you pour?
Well,
if I didn't know.
You already know. But when we have a guest on the show and I don't really have easy access to their beer and don't have one, I tend to reach into the back of the fridge to pull out, not so much fridge turds, but stuff that I may have forgotten was there. And so I think I've had this on the show before. This is from Off Color. This was a Chicago. This is a 2-year-old beer for a craft gin week in Chicago.
I think you had that on the show when Marty was on the show once.
Yes, I did when Marty was on the show because Marty's from Chicago, so that's why I had it on the show. And what this is this beer. I didn't want to type all this out, so I just sent a picture to John of this one. It's a gin barrel aged American wild ale with Rangpur limes added. Now this has been in there for a little bit, and it has lost nothing on the nose. I'll tell you that. This is. If anything, this is better than I remember it.
There you go.
That's aged quite nicely.
It's like any of us. It gets better with age.
Yes, of course.
Now speak for yourself. I'm falling apart. You kidding me?
There you go. Not wrong. I opened my second, and I went east now, all the way over to Europe.
You went to Europe.
I did, and I'm having a little Warsteiner.
That's a classic. The Dunkel.
Warsteiner Dunkel, right there, and John Starodomski would be very proud of me because I'm drinking it in actual proper glass.
Proper luggage. I like it.
We've both done proper glassware today.
There you go. So, cheers. Oh, it smells fantastic.
Warsteiner, man, that was a college staple of ours.
Wow, you had a little more money in college than I did.
No, I actually worked as a valet at a nightclub.
Right over here.
Yeah, not too far from John at all, actually. If you got on the top of his building, you might actually be able to see where it was. Mm-hmm. But damn, we made some good money there. There was some things going on in that club.
In the 80s, none of that.
I did not partake in. So many Porsches came through that lot, and everyone's trying to impress their ladies, so they tossed us bills.
That's very nice.
That's all good. Got a couple of comments really quick. Let's catch up on. Brian Boak chimed in. He says, back from Minnesota.
Yeah, I told you he was on the road.
Brought some beer back. First beer, 22 Northman Brewing Company, Alexandria, Minnesota. Salted lime lager goes well with the takeout sashimi that he just got.
Now, here's a question. He's got this big RV right now. So the amount of beer that he...
For those of you that forgot the picture, this is his big RV. I still have it loaded.
When I say big, this one's big. There we go.
Yeah, he's serious.
Yep. Now, with all the beer you brought back, was there a place for you and your wife to actually sleep in the RV, or did you have to sleep in the cab?
He went out there with his brother. He didn't go out there
with his brother. Yeah. Okay. So they probably slept in the cab because...
Probably the cab. The beer was
probably just full of beer.
Back, yeah.
Where was he again?
Minnesota.
He went to Minnesota to pick it up.
Tell me he stopped at Surly.
Oh, well, I told him to stop at Surly.
I'm not
sure he did or not.
That's a good one.
Surly's great, yeah. Did you were you out at CBC and in Minnesota?
I was not, but I've been to Surly many times.
I've been to Surly a few times, a couple times before it, but certainly went out there when we were out there for CBC in 2022.
My brother, when he travels, he'll say, "Oh, I'm in this city. Where should I go?" He was in Minneapolis. I said, "Well, you need to go to Surly." He goes, "I just had their IPA in the lobby, and it's really I wasn't that fond of it. So that's because you had abrasive." He goes, "How did you know?" I said, "Because that's in every friggin' hotel in Minneapolis." Said so, but you need to get out there. Trust me, and you need to get Oh no, you had Furious.
Yeah, Furious. Yeah, Furious. Abrasive is what he needed.
You need to go out to the brewery and get abrasive. Yeah. And about 3 hours later, I got a picture of a beer, and all it says is it sacrilege to say this is better than Pliny? I said, no, you'd be accurate. He goes, oh my God.
And I think the only thing that's better is their pizza. That's what he said.
Abrasive was the subject of my first ever beer trade.
Interesting.
I got Surly Abrasive from somebody. I forget what I gave them. It doesn't matter. I took one sip of that beer and went.
Wait. Did you get Surly Abrasive from them, or did you get Surly and Abrasive?
I got Surly Abrasive. They gave me Surly Abrasive. Well played.
All right. Brian also said the ADD condition of the beer world. He said
the "What have you done for me lately" thing. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And then he said there is lots of. I'm assuming he meant of. There is lots of basement storage for beer. Yes. There is. And Justin Vitti commented and he said, Von C. Pils is fantastic. Jay and his team are awesome. First beer, match day, premium Pilsner.
Wait a second. Did he run out of human robot?
I guess he ran out of premium robot.
Nothing wrong with human robot. And you will run out.
And you will run out.
Because as soon as you're not even finished with one when you're cracking the next one because they're so good.
All right. So the first beer you brewed obviously was OG Pils. Talk about some of your flagships. Talk about some of your one-offs that you've done.
We currently I think have 8 or 9 cores that we have all the time. So OG Pils, Walking on Clouds. We've talked about Stony Creek, an East Coast IPA, not hazy, but still an East Coast IPA. Vienna Lager, just a real good traditional Vienna style lager. Helles Lager. What am I missing? Pig Dog Pale Ale, a Session Pale Ale.
Nice.
Cut Loose Juice, a double IPA. What am I at? 7. Uncle Jerry's Wit, nice Belgian wit. And we do
Does Uncle Jerry like that one?
He does.
Right.
He does. And there is a good story that we can get to if you'd like to.
Yeah.
And then there's a Midnight in the Priory, which is a nice dark German Schwarzbier, which we have all the time on tap and in cans. And it is a play on the Prior Double Dark that used to come out of the Adam Scheit Brewery in Norristown.
Yeah. When can I get out there? I need some of that. like
Yeah, I can't do it this weekend because we got plans tomorrow. And put it this way, to get out to you on Sunday, I'd have to go past the stadium, and it's the final for the World Cup. And not happening.
And then we usually have like 3 or 4 seasonals that rotate in and around those. We have that much further west. Our assistant brewer, Zach, worked at St. Archer for 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
So he takes the West Coast very, very seriously.
Okay.
And make sure that's 100% authentic and good.
Love West Coast.
Let's see, what else do we have? Well, we usually have our Ramble Through the Bramble, mixed berry sour. That kind of comes and goes. I think on tap right now we have Dulcita. Our distributors asked us to do a modern pale ale, so we took the Dulcita hop and did a more modern pale ale from that. The second batch of that should be coming out here at the end of August in draft and hopefully cans. The first batch went very, very well. We do an ALS charity beer, Boundless Love, every year. So you get a hop blend from Yakima Chief Hops.
Nice.
$1 from each 4-pack and $2 from each case goes back to ALS research. We do a Lime Danny, a salt and lime lager. We just had our Czech beer day, so there's 3 Czech beers. We have our Prior Preferred, a Czech Amber, and our Cherney Czech Dark.
Nice.
All going through side pour faucets, poured correctly.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just looking for apartments in Norristown.
I'm trying to figure out how long they're going to last.
Yeah. And then we round that out with, right now we have 2 really good cask conditioned beers on tap. We have our ESB and Fishing Credits. Fishing Credits.
You're killing me, Jay. You're killing me.
You're hitting one of our favorite styles right there.
Yeah, like Fishing Credits is a nice low ABV, 3.2 mild. And ESB
not a mild.
a true bitter, English bitter.
Nice.
We try and keep it in.
Just looking at my schedule. Possibly August 2nd.
Well, I was thinking, the first weekend of August is
possibly August 2nd.
It might not be a bad time, guys. The National Breweriana Association is having their conference in King of Prussia, basically 5 minutes away.
Nice.
I think that first week of August.
That's that Sunday, that August 2nd. That might actually.
So you go see some cool Breweriana stuff too.
Be awesome. Cool. All right. And Justin Vitti just answered your question, Dave. No, never out of human robot.
Wouldn't think so.
Wouldn't think so. This is fantastic. This beer is always
you can't go wrong.
Classic.
And I wish I put 2 in here because it would have filled the glass, but it's Tuesday. So there we go. And I got another beer to drink, which I'm going to put in here. It's not a Warsteiner, but I'm going to use the glass. You'll see why when I pour it. Anyway.
Less to wash.
Less to wash. You'll see why when I pour it. It's another Dunkel. I won't spoil the surprise, but we'll leave it at that. Anyway. All right. So what do you
delicious.
Exactly. What are some I'm assuming some of those that you've done started out as test batches.
Oh yeah. Most.
Here, there you go.
Certainly most.
Gotta love it. Have you are you doing any seasonals? Do you do an Oktoberfest? Do you do any?
We do, yeah. We do Marzen and a fest beer every year.
Okay.
Marzen obviously is traditional, a little darker style. Seemed to have gone by the wayside a bit, so we'd also do a fest beer, a little bit lighter drink.
I love fest beers, but I'm still a Marzen guy.
Yeah, the Marzen's my favorite too. Unfortunately, once you go to distro, you got to listen to what they tell you. And we used to do a big batch of Marzen, and a smaller batch of fest beer. Now it's flip flop because they
Yeah.
think they can sell the fest beer easier.
There you go.
We have a lot of seasonals that come and go, like our Lime Danny, salt and lime lager. There's 200 pounds of fresh limes in there. Doesn't taste like a Jolly Rancher like some of those salt and lime lagers that are out there now. So that kind of comes and goes in the summer. We'll do a couple different German Pilsners, Fraulein German Pils. Kind of comes and goes. That just became the official beer for the Cannstatter, an old German club in Philadelphia.
Nice.
So they picked that up as their 1873 Cannstatter German Pilsner.
Nice.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We always have something new coming through.
That's great. How often do you open the tap room open?
Tap rooms usually Wednesday through Sunday. Food trucks Thursday through Sunday. Wednesdays are cornhole night. Thursdays are Quizzo night. And the rest is just general mayhem.
General mayhem. Yeah. What do you got going on tonight?
Got to salute General Mayhem.
There you go. Yes, General Mayhem always needs a salute. 100%. All right. Let's get off track just for a second. We'll circle back, but we were talking earlier about what was that bringing up again?
His uncle.
No, it's his uncle. That's it.
Uncle Jerry's Wit.
Talk about Uncle Jerry. Yeah.
I got you. That's an easy one. So Uncle Jerry's Wit can go a lot of different directions. Obviously, Jerry Garcia. It's an easy one if you don't really want to talk to anybody. But the real story is, I got very lucky. My wife's uncle does a lot of parking garages and restoration in New York City for concrete and northern Jersey. So he sent a crew down here. You can't really see the brewery, but any of our sloped floors, any of our blue floors for our brewery, were done by him. And all right, Jerry, what do you want? Nothing's for free. All he wanted was a beer named after him. I said, all right, we can do that. What do you want? And he says, my two favorite beers are Allagash and Blue Moon. So he sat down with our brew crew, kind of said what he liked and disliked of each ones. And we developed Uncle Jerry's Wit for him. And it's a great one. I'll try and find a picture on my phone here real quick and put it up to the screen. But it's got Uncle Jerry drinking a beer, sitting in a lounge chair. And he's got a Wit with, which is one that has an orange slice in it, and a Wit without.
Nice.
Wit with. That's great. I love it. I love it. That's great. Awesome. Oh, shit. Oh, that's fantastic.
Most of our beers have a story for them. Again, the OG won gold at the World Beer Cup in 2023. Sure. Vienna Lagers won Best PA Lager the first 3 years in a row. We won Best PA Brewery year number 1 out the gate. And again, been just super lucky that we've been able to continue to grow.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's shift gears just a little bit more. We were talking earlier, Dave, before we brought you on, about sports and sports teams and people getting along. Obviously, you heard of what we were talking about or whatever. What's your take on that? Do you like years ago when there was the rivalries even between the teams, and because every player, whether it's football or baseball, the team was a team, they stayed there forever or for mostly forever. And there were all those rivalries, or now when they're all like kind of, they play here this year, this year.
You're basically rooting for laundry because the players don't stick around.
Well, personally, I think hockey is the last sport that's been ruined by that. And
you're right, it has been.
It is catching up. I'll say that, but I think there's still real heated rivalries there, and there's some hatred there. Whether he, again, once he's on your team, I'm sure that's, hey, let's grab a beer and, we'll shake hands and everything goes by the wayside. But there's definitely still some hatred there when they're playing against each other.
Yeah. I would say hockey, for obvious reasons, is probably the last sport that's going to have everybody getting along.
Yeah, they're a special breed of human beings.
They certainly are.
I use those last two words in quotation marks, I think, because there's
human beings. I love it. I'm
there's
assuming
a mindset.
We'll both assume that you're a Philly across the board fan.
Yeah, definitely Philly 4, Philly 5 if you include the Union. But again, my wife's from Boston. I went to school in Boston, so there's definitely some love-hate relationships with a lot of the Boston teams. And I really hope A.J. Brown implodes on them, but we'll see what happens. I can't believe what the Sixers did. I mean, you want to talk about hated rivalries, and we get Brown. I mean, that just blows my mind.
That blew my mind too.
Yeah, it's
that
crazy.
blew my mind too. Absolutely. You should check out our podcast tomorrow night, the sports podcast, with myself and Harry and Pete. But we talked about that 2 weeks ago, and we do that one every other week. But you're talking to two New York, followers here. But I'm not. I don't have. I'm not only I'm a baseball fan too. I'm a football fan too. I don't hate the Phillies.
I've never hated the Phillies. I actually used to root for the Phillies back in Larry Schmidt's day.
Well, if you're New York guys, I'll thank you for Saquon.
Have at it. There you go.
And in exchange, we went and we drafted the Crayon Eater.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
you know what? Fun to watch.
Look, you know what? Here's the thing. Like, I don't like, and I say this all the time. I'm not like a lot of Giant fan friends of mine are bitter. They can't stand the Eagles. I'm not that way. My team that I can't stand is the Cowboys.
So we got some Eagle hate there for sure.
Right. So we got so we're simpatical when it comes to that.
We're fine there. Yep.
You're fine there.
What's interesting is during the France-Spain game, because it was played in Dallas, Jerry was at the game.
Oh, of course he was.
They put him up on the Jumbotron.
And everybody booed.
The soccer fans booed him. Universally hated.
They are in tune to what's going on around here for sure.
Universally hated. Love it.
Yeah. I'd say that's been a good boost for you guys up there in northern Jersey. It's helped us down in Philly for sure. I've had to run some kegs down to McGillen's Old Ale House and Panic.
That's awesome.
So it's been good.
That's awesome.
What's really weird is Sea Caucus, which is right there.
Yep.
They're actually suffering.
And thank you for saying it right.
Secaucus, not Secaucus, or Sea Carcass is another way it's pronounced. But they thought they were going to get a real lift from this. But the problem is because of all the traffic, even the locals aren't even going now. Everyone's staying home because all the traffic coming out of New York City, not only have they gotten no boost, they're actually they're suffering because the World Cup's right next door.
Yep.
It's strange. I think it's really just the geography of the region.
Yeah, and they definitely did a good job scaring people away from those regions.
Right.
You type into Waze and it was like World Cup events, avoid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you just drive down, one of the highways here, and all the big signs say, "Hey, you take mass transit. World Cup event coming up. We got one left, and that'll be this Sunday. It'll be the championship, and then it's over. I'm gonna hate to see it go. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun to watch.
It's been great fun to watch. Absolutely,
been a blast.
I used to work up near you guys. I worked in Hawthorne, New Jersey for years.
Worked in Hawthorne, did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I lived in Fairlawn for a number of years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So where'd you work in Fairlawn in Hawthorne?
I was right across the street from the beer distributor. A place was called Collins and Company Wallpaper.
Okay. Yeah, right across from Kohler. Right on Wagra Road.
Yep, right on Wagra Road. Yes, sir. Right before the little shopping center there.
That's great. That's awesome.
For years.
Yeah, I was in the town next door, and I've worked with Kohler for a bunch of stuff, and I'm sure you got over to the front porch.
Oh yeah, the front porch was almost walking distance.
You remember the 99 Beer Club or
what was the German place, Kirchner's?
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Kirchner's, right? Kirchner's?
Yeah, Kirchner's. It was Kirchner's. Yeah, it was Kirchner's.
Well, you guys reminisce. I'm going to take my
bio break.
I got to take a bio break. I drank like 3 of these already today, and I probably shouldn't have. I forgot it was Tuesday. Be right back.
There you go. Yeah, Kirchner's was right there, and the front porch they had the 99 Beer Club.
Yep. I remember.
Yeah. I was in Fairlawn for a number of years. But yeah, that's great. And where were you living up there, or were you commuting?
Commuting.
Oh my God.
Commuting. Yep. We had before we opened the brewery, I used to work for a company manufactured wallpaper. They had a plant in Hawthorne, a plant in New York, a plant overseas in Holland, and a plant here in King of Prussia. And I ran around like an idiot, managing all of them.
All of them. There you go. God. Yeah. So you're definitely happier what you're doing right now. So that's for sure.
I work more, I get paid less, but yeah, I'm definitely happy.
There's a yin and a yang to all of it. So
for sure.
Geez. Yeah, and I love. And speaking of sports, while he's on his bio break, like I said, I'm a baseball fan. I'm a football fan as well as being the teams I root for. But I love what Philly did with and years ago, obviously, with all the stadiums right there. It's fantastic. Yeah. Just everything, boom, right there.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. Obviously, getting in and out of there, traffic wise.
I've believe me, I know what you're talking about.
Especially if there's two events going on at the same time. Yeah. But it is cool, and it's really cool. Gotten a lot better with what's around there. Mm-hmm. Again, like I went to school in Boston, right? First time I go to, I'm walking around. We went to a bunch of clubs around Fenway Park. I'm looking at the place. I'm like, what the heck is this place? And of course, the record skipped, and everyone's like, "What do you mean? What is this place?" That's the home of the Red Sox. I was like, "There's no way." I'm like, "Where do people?"
This little thing, and there's
I'm used to seeing Veterans Stadium with acres and acres of parking around it. I'm like, "There's no way." So literally, we had to walk around all the way to the front entrance, home of the Red Sox. I was like, "All right,
fair enough."
Fair enough.
Wrigley's the same way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. Just plopped right in the center of the city.
I love Fenway.
It's great spot.
It's a great ballpark. I've been in every single area. Like we've taken, as well as going to games. I've taken in like probably 6 tours. I've been in the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Inside. It was really cool. But
my son still lives up there. I mean, you can go like $8. You're going to bleachers like you used to be able to. When I was there, it's $6 for bleachers.
Be up there. Up there on the way back from Maine for our vacation. We'll be in Boston for a few days. So I'm sure at some point we'll get over by there.
So a good friend of mine, you get tickets every year. Freshman year, I think it was 25 seats. All the way up to senior year, you got 150 tickets to the Boston Red Sox in the bleachers. He ran out on the field, shook Bernansky's hand, and the only rule was once you got kicked out, you had to meet everyone at the baseball tavern, which was right across the street. One of the older taverns right around Fenway. It was a great spot.
Gotta love it.
And speaking of like your first introduction to craft beer, that back in the day, Boston Beer Works, which was right across the front door.
I love Boston Beer Works.
And Boston Beer Works is great. Full circle, I would go to Boston Beer Works all the time when I was in college there. I bought 1,200 of Boston Beer Works kegs after the pandemic when they shut down. And I told the guy, I said, dude, I almost feel bad doing this. He goes, I feel good that they're going with someone who knew what Boston Beer Works is.
That's awesome. Awesome. I felt because they had 3 locations at one point, but that was
Yep.
That was I felt bad when they closed, with the pandemic closed them. That was horrible. But they had my and I'm not a big fruit beer guy, right? But if they're brewed well, I enjoy them. They made my second favorite blueberry ale.
Yeah. The blueberries kind of going up and down
with the blueberries going up. And that watermelon ale I'm not a huge watermelon ale guy, but that was my favorite watermelon ale.
They did a good job.
But the blueberry ale, that was my second favorite. My favorite is, and always has been and always will be until somebody makes one better. Atlantic Brewing, the Bar Harbor blueberry.
Yep.
Up in Maine. That one's fantastic.
That one's really good. There's Coddington. Coddington's blueberry beer just outside of Newport, Rhode Island. Theirs is very good. And they do the same thing by dropping the blueberries in there and you let them float up and down.
Oh, yeah. The food is good too.
The burgers there are fantastic.
Not at Coddington, but I'm talking about at
Boston Beer. Yeah.
Boston Beer. Yeah. Fantastic. I opened my third. I'm going to put that up really quick.
Nice.
Not sure if you did. Again, it's another Dunkel. That's why I poured it in the Horse Center mug. But I came back to right here, East Coast, and we're close to Boston, not quite in Boston, but Trillium, deciduous Dunkel. There you go.
Great job, for sure.
Talk about that waterfront area. Trillium's got a nice spot in that area. Not as dark as the Warsteiner.
No, it's not. Well, this is a Munich Dunkel. This is a Dunkelweizen.
Now it makes sense. I did open my third.
What did you open?
We'll see if I get through it. Remember I said I dig deep into things. On this one, you can even see the dust. That's maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's on there. So what was it? It's in the Irish whiskey cask.
Was that your Sean Connery?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm trying to do a Sean Connery. I don't know why I'm trying to do it because he's
All right, so you
Scottish,
guys
not
ready?
Irish.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to go pour my third. I'll be right back.
You got to go for it.
So this is the ABV on this. It's only 6.1. I thought it was a little higher than that.
6.1, yeah.
Why did I think that was a higher ABV? I don't know.
That's not the one. It's this one. I put the wrong one up. I put your nitro stout from last week up. I was like, wait a minute, what am I reading here? He's not drinking a Lawson's. It's this one here. Irish whiskey stout. There we go.
6.1. We'll see if this is held up. Still smells like a stout. I gotta say, that improves with age.
Yep.
Innocent Gun. If you get a fresh Innocent Gun, don't. Usually the barrels. I don't know. Yeah, because the barrels usually just overpower everything.
Well, I did that. I did that with, and it's not Innocent Gun, and it's certainly not the Irish whiskey they used over there. But the when River Horse did, was it the crack, right? The
Okay.
When they used the Jameson barrels. Yeah, those they were super hot when they were fresh. You sit on them for a year or two, they were really, really nice.
I have no idea how long I've had this. It's less than 5 years. I know that much.
There you go.
Is there a date on this? Of course,
I can't.
There's no date.
Well, you're sending a picture, so maybe there's a date. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm looking at the same thing.
Kidding.
I see no date on this, so I don't know how old this is, but I tell you what, this has really calmed down nicely because I remember when I first got it, and I remember it's Carrie's Aunt Nancy, who we haven't mentioned on the show in a while.
You haven't mentioned on the show. Oddly enough, Jess has an Aunt Nancy too.
Does she? We've never mentioned her on the show until tonight.
Until tonight. Right? No. I've definitely mentioned Aunt Nancy on the show.
Oh, actually, this is from that. I forgot this is a Scottish beer, so doing the Sean Connery is not inappropriate.
Money penny. That's the only Sean Connery I do.
Shuck it, Trebek.
Oh,
That's Hammond doing Sean Connery.
That's Daryl Hammond doing Sean Connery.
Sure, wasn't Larry Hammond?
All right, so
No,
you
it
got
was
two
Daryl
cheers for the third. I had to go with the Midnight since you guys are breaking out the dark beers over there.
Midnight. Okay, talk about Midnight.
Midnight and the Priory, again, it's our play on Priory Double Dark. My favorite part of this beer is there's just a touch of smoke on the tail end.
Oh, you're killing me, Jay. You're killing
Now,
me.
is the smoke intentional? Is there smoke
Yes.
malts?
So it's a little bit less than 5% smoked malt, just to kind of balance it out. And you really only get it on the back of the tongue at the tail end of that beer.
Nice.
This is not a Roush beer whatsoever. You're not sitting in the fire. This is just really, really well balanced, which is difficult to do. And you guys brew that with that smoked malt. Okay, 5%, it's kind of there. 6%, okay, it's getting there. 7, 8, and all of a sudden it's like a seesaw. Boom, you're like in the smoke. So trying to get it nice and subtle is the key. And I think our brew team freaking nailed it. And it's one of my favorite beers. And regardless of where it is on the ranking of how much it sells, this one will always be available on draft and in cans at the brewery. Because we love it.
All right, Dave, when we get down there, we're going to have to give it a BSU rating.
Yeah, it sounds to me like it's going to be between 2 and 3.
I'm thinking it's going to be between 1 and 2.
No, it can't be between 1 and 2, right? Because
It
one,
can be like
oh no, 0 to 1. 0 to 1 is no smoke malts whatsoever.
Right. Once you hit 1, and then you're going to get a little.
Between 1 and 2. I forgot my own damn fucking scale.
It's your own scale.
I invented the damn scale.
It's BSU, right? We'll as we get into the fall, we'll actually finally put this up on the website and everything. It's the Bomberg smoke units, BSU. So like IBUs, BSUs.
Yeah,
so
everything else has a measure to it. We need to measure the smoke. And what's weird is my third beer, I almost went with a rock.
I almost did too, ironically.
I have a couple tree houses left in there.
I had a tree. I had a couple tree houses, and I also have a. This one I'm definitely going to have on our big beer show at the end of the year. I have a smoked barley wine from Treehouse.
Woof.
Yeah, it's a 12% barley wine that's smoked, so that's going to be an interesting beer. That
That
might be my last beer
for
a lot of reasons.
The But the thing with what I like about Rauch's is you can sit on those things for quite a while. The smoke's a preservative, so they're gonna last. I still got a couple that I brought back from Texas.
I still have a couple live oaks that you brought me back to.
Yep. So they're in there because every February we do a Rauch beer show with John Hall.
John Hall, yeah.
The founder of
This Week in Rauch Beer
Facebook page. So
I've not heard of that. I'll check that out. I'm a big fan of the Rauch beers. I mean,
yeah.
Again,
this Week in Rauch Beer. It's a Facebook page. It was started by John Hall on a dare, and it just it just grew immensely. And we actually told John we've done it like 4. Yeah, that he's actually got glassware. Yeah,
check it out.
This Week in Rauch Beer. Yeah, we've told him we're like there's been an increase in interest in smoked beers, and there's definitely a correlation between the fact that he built that Facebook page, it blew up, and there's that. Yeah. So
you got to remember, way back in the day, pretty much all the beers were Rauch beers because that's the way they killed the malt. So
that's the way they killed the malt back in the day.
Going traditional is great, and we do a Grodinski every now and then.
Again,
that's one of the live oaks I've got left. Is a Grodinski.
I got a Grodinski, and I got the other one. Yeah.
Our regulars love to call it hot dog water because it tastes like
that's a good name for it.
That's a good name. That's great.
That is one of my favorite styles. This being like about 50% Polish, I'm quite proud of Grodinski's. That's the oldest smoke style.
It is.
Polish champagne.
Yep.
Polish champagne. You gotta love it. All right. So, any events coming up at the brewery?
Oh crap! I mean, we'll have our Oktoberfest for sure. I don't remember the dates off the top of our head, but it's always a full weekend thing. We just had our 5-year anniversary in June, so that's always a nice hit to the brewery. I can't think of anything else special we got going on. I probably should, but I don't have it in front of me.
It's all good. It's all good. Send them over. Brian Bogue just commented, and he said his second beer, same brewery, 22 Northman. Not another fucking espresso martini. Bourbon barrel aged coffee stout. That's nice. Marketing. There you go. That's the name of the beer. Not another fucking espresso martini.
Wow. Yeah.
I love the fact that he put the asterisk and still left the UCK in there.
Kept it somewhat clean for it.
It was 14.6%.
14.6% is a high one. Where do you guys stand with the the good session beers?
13.
That's your session beer?
That's a session. No. No. Look, for session ales are people are calling 6% beers session beers now, right? So,
I think it's big.
I think anything in the 4s, even low 5s.
Yep, I agree.
I'm fine with that. But you hit 6, it's not a session anymore.
Yeah, cut off around 5-ish.
Yeah. 5.5. 5.5. If I had to draw a line, it's 5.5. But honestly, 5.2, 5.3, probably where it should be.
I agree with that.
Yeah. There's plenty out there. 4.2's the number, and we talked about miles before. 3.8. I'll drink 3.8 miles all day, friggin' long.
I was just going to say what Brian just tapped.
Brian just said 4.6 is session for him.
That's his session?
Yeah.
It might be a shorter session, but it's a session.
Exactly.
He never gave us the ABV on the first beer because it was probably low and he was probably embarrassed to tell us.
The salted lime lager. Well, it falls so far under 14.6.
Right, it doesn't register on the scale.
If he can't type 3 digits with the decimal in it, he's not typing it. Yeah, he's not typing it.
All right, so what's your guys' thought? 12 or 16s?
Say again?
For what?
What's your preference? 12 or 16s in cans?
My preference is 12s. My preference is 12s.
I do prefer 12s.
I'm loving 12s. A lot of people are going back to 12s. I'm loving life with 12s.
Yeah,
16s are fine. I just like this is a 16, but I try to drink 12s. I want to drink 12s. Especially next week is our Christmas in July show. It's our annual Christmas in July show. Yep. So we wind up drinking 4 or 5 beers on the show. We have 2 guests that we always have on for that show. I have to have 12-ounce cans and bottles.
And the next morning is usually brutal, but we may have a solution to that this
We do. We're all going to be taking these. I didn't take it today because we're all doing it next week. Morning recovery. It's a new thing. You drink it either before you start drinking or as you're drinking, and no hangover, unless you really overdo it. Unless you're drinking like 30% beer,
which we've never done.
Never.
No, only once a year I do that in December. So.
See, I actually really enjoy hoppy beer in 12s.
Yep.
Because when you've got a 16 and a hoppy beer starts to warm up a little bit, that increases the palate fatigue for me.
Yep.
I've said it many times on the show. One of my favorite beers is Carton Spoke beer. And it comes in 16s, except for... It
comes in 12s and 16s.
But it comes 16 all year round, but 12s during the summer is when they release the 12s. I can drink a 6-pack of 12s a lot easier than I can drink a 4-pack of 16s.
Yeah, and that's 72 ounces versus 64. So
exactly, it's crazy. It's not even a mind game. It's really just the palate. Now, granted, a stout, depending upon the ABV, I enjoy the 16. I mean, if you start getting into the the double digits of the ABV, then maybe you want to back that down to 12.
See, that's the thing for me. It's the ABV, right? Any beer, just globally for me, give me 12-ounce bottles or cans. I'm golden, right?
Don't disagree with that.
But if I'm gonna drink 16s, we're gonna put it in 16s. I'm drinking my lagers in 16s. I'm drinking my pilsners in 16s. I'm drinking my milds, all of those beers. I'm fine with 16s. 4 extra ounces of a Helles lager, I'm fine with. Right?
I drink those things so damn fast it doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter, right? So once you get to maybe like even IPAs, the pale ales and IPAs, if I'm drinking a 6.5% IPA, 16's fine.
No,
if I'm hitting 7, 8,
hoppy, I want it in 12.
8.5, I want a 12-ounce can. And to be quite honest with you, and I'll do this all the time with Jess, if I have an 8.5% New England IPA, I'm splitting that can with her. I'm splitting it.
I can't. Well, if it's a double IPA, if it's double IPA, I can't split it with my better half. She doesn't like she likes a few, and they're the ones that, to what you said earlier, are the dry ones.
For the dry ones, right?
Yep. Too many dippers have that sweet lingering finish to it.
Exactly.
Which, to me, it sounds like you didn't flocculate everything. Right? Not everything was converted. So,
Brian just said 4% was the first one. And then he said both of those were 16s.
Nope.
And then he said love Hoppin' Frog's 8.45 ounce large ABV beers. That those 250 milliliter cans that Hoppin' Frog is doing, and a lot of other breweries have been doing them too. And even 250 milliliter bottles. I've seen a bunch of them. And I pulled one out last week. We were talking about it. Kane, I mentioned it last week on the show, or 2 weeks on the show, weeks ago.
Last week.
Kane did like a 15 or 16%, like 28-month barrel aged barley wine in Woodford Reserve barrels called a Wooden Cleat. Right, the first year he released it, he put it in 250s, and that was perfect because even that beer you could split. Because that, as big as that beer is, I only need 4 ounces of it. I'm fine with that. Split it between 2 people. I'm good to go. Because I'm going to sip on that thing for a good amount of time. I don't need to down 15% barrel, 28-month aged barley wine. So I want to enjoy it. I want to take a sip and enjoy it, and maybe have a cigar with it too. Almost like it's like a bourbon at that point. Come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. I think it's time for top threes. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The reason we go with this top threes tonight is because today is National Mac and Cheese Day. Happy National Mac and Cheese Day.
It is. Is there anything more American than National Mac and Cheese? Well, actually, I could probably bring up a whole
hot dogs, apple pie,
yeah,
Cracker Jacks, and Chevrolet, right?
Throw a brick of Velveeta in there, stir it up.
Velveeta, you're good to go, right?
A brick. I love
brick
the
of
brick.
a brick of oil, and we're good to go. There you go.
Partially hydrogenated.
Partially, only partially hydrogenated.
Only partially, mind you.
There you go.
If it was fully hydrogenated, then it would literally be a brick.
It would be a brick at that point. Anyway, so because it's National Mac and Cheese Day, we decided to go with. You know what?
Did you not type it out?
I know I did type it out. I just forgot to. When I was copying and pasting before, I forgot to.
Did you put day at the end of it again?
No. Oh no! I did. Never mind.
No.
I was looking at the wrong one. It's right here. Happy National Mac and Cheese Day. We're doing for a Happy National Mac and Cheese Day.
What was the ABV on your last beer?
It was 1700. For National Mac and Cheese Day, we're doing top 3 favorite non-Italian pasta dishes. Top 3 favorite non-Italian pasta dishes. So, obviously, mac and cheese is a pasta dish. It's a non-Italian pasta dish, so that's why we're doing that tonight. So, Jay, kick us off. Give us your top 3, please.
Top 3? Well, you took one with mac and cheese, so I'm going to have to scramble for that. But
no, you can. No, well, that's the day. You can have it. Have at it.
Obviously, being from a brewery, you got to go with drunken noodles.
Drunken noodles.
Pad Thai.
Excellent.
Any kind of ramen.
Instant or big bowl?
No instant.
Okay, so not any kind.
I'll draw the line. Not any kind of good ramen.
There's a caveat.
Kind of good ramen. There you go.
The egg. You need the egg in it.
Yeah, sure.
You need the egg. You need the egg.
You need the egg.
One of my, I can actually look for it. But one of the best ramen bowls I ever had was actually in Milwaukee.
Really?
Yeah.
I've actually gotten pretty damn good.
You would think Milwaukee ramen? It absolutely was.
Now I've gotten pretty good at making ramen. We do it every so often. The broth I've pretty much got nailed down. It's not any kind of traditional broth. It's just worked through what we do.
Sure.
And the one thing, one of the ingredients in there that give it the flavor is nampla, that fish oil, the Thai fish oil.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when I'm first cooking and that hits the pot, that is one of the worst smells on the planet.
It is.
Don't smell it before you add it.
Oh, it is awful. So you don't want anybody who's going to eat it in the kitchen while you're making it, because they're not going to eat it. But it turns out quite yummy.
There you have it. All right. Dave, what are yours?
Well, ramen, and the ramen I make is my actual, honorable mention. I had to put it as honorable mention because I actually make it. My number 3 is Pad Thai.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I've tried to make it, and that I have failed twice at it.
I've tried to. It doesn't work. I need to if I want Pad Thai, I'm ordering.
Yeah, the problem is
there's literally in Belmar, New Jersey, there's one in Bradley Beach, there's one down in Seagirt. Between those two, I don't need to do it.
Yeah,
I just order from them.
We can get really good Pad Thai. I've tried to make it, but it's getting the right tamarind paste and finding the right ingredients is not the easiest thing. It wasn't so much technique of just getting the right ingredients.
Sure.
And I'm sticking to that story. So that's my number 3, Pad Thai. My number 2 is Den noodles. The first Den noodles I had was actually in Boston. Actually, not technically not Boston, just across the river, not too far off Harvard campus. And it was like Mary Chews or something like Mary somethings. What was great about this place
in Cambridge?
In Cambridge, yep. Right on Mass Ave, as a matter of fact. And the great thing is if you went in after hours, when the bars had closed, which means you had to be out really friggin' late. And this place was open very late.
That was right across the Dirty River. I'm sorry, the Charles River.
The Dirty River.
Love that.
Yeah.
And they cook hot dogs in it.
Yeah.
But if you went and you ordered golden tea, they'd bring a teapot.
See, for me, it was cold tea.
Cold tea. There you go. And it was full of beer. But Den noodles. If you've never had Den noodles and you're not a huge fan of mega spicy stuff, don't do it. They're going to hurt you. They're going to hurt you bad. Den noodles they're not for the weak. They are not for the weak. I love Den noodles. But my number 1 and because it is National Mac and Cheese Day, and there's the reasons. Number one, it's a very specific thing. My son and I, for graduating high school, I took him to Yellowstone and Grand Teton.
When you graduated high school, you took him.
He graduated high school.
Oh, just checking.
So we graduated high school, took him out to Yellowstone and Grand Teton because that's what he wanted to do. Because I don't get them stuff for graduating high school because I can't get my hands on 50 cases of Schmitz. Maybe 50 cases of OG. There we go.
There you go.
Might do that, yeah.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. But no, what I do is with the kids when they graduate, because I've got one still in high school, I take him on a trip instead. So we create a memory. And so we went, and I forget what day it was when we were out there, but we went horseback riding outside of the Tetons. We had a great time. The guide and my son were like flirting back and forth. That was fun. We saw a moose. That was great. And when we got back, we had lunch, in the ranch. And they had this spare rib, barbecue spare rib mac and cheese. And my son, this is the second time on the trip he said this. He goes, it's good when not a word is spoken until the dish is empty. We both just didn't say a whole. And he still to this day talks about that mac and cheese. It was fantastic.
When you look in the bowl.
What was it? You're scraping. It was like one of those crock kind of bowls, big crock kind of bowl. You're like scraping around trying to get under that rib just in case there was something left in there. And so many of those types of things, I have to put hot sauce on. No, you didn't want to spoil this one. Didn't want to spoil it. That was absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite things I've ever eaten outside of Italy.
So the funnier part is the 50 cases of Schmitz for graduating high school is not even the best Schmitz story. My brother went to Lynchburg College down in Virginia in a time where the only rule was no kegs were allowed on campus. We'd have beer, but no kegs. So, of course, our father owns a brewery. He called my dad up. His dorm was 4 floors. They were going to have a different theme on each floor. He's like, Dad, can you send me down a beer truck?
A truck.
500 cases of Schmitz arrived at his dorm at Lynchburg, Virginia. You never saw a more efficient bucket line going into the dormitory.
That's great. That's great.
They have their whole floor, their whole dorm party. I was told every RA, dean of students, everybody was walking around, opening every closet door, going, there cannot be this many cases. It's impossible that there's no kegs here. So that's the joys of growing up in a beer producing family.
That's fantastic story.
That is amazing.
Yeah. All right, mine. I got an honorable mention, and I got my top 3 honorable mention. The only reason it's an honorable mention is because it's not a dish. It's a dish, but it's a side dish. It's an addenda, if you will, and that's Spätzle.
Oh yeah,
love Spätzle.
That's a good one.
All right.
I didn't think that one.
Nope, neither did I.
All right. I had pad thai as my number 2. So I moved it up to number 3 only because you had it as your number 3 and you had it as your number 2.
Down.
So moved it down to my number 3. So pad thai is my number 3. We all agree on pad thai. Look at it that way, right? We all agree.
Pad thai's fantastic.
And I mean, I'll throw ramen in there. I had ramen kind of on the back burners. I was going to use it an additional.
I cooked mine on the front burner.
On the front burner, there you go. But anyway, my number 3 is pad thai. My number 2, I can't get enough of this stuff. Whenever it's available in any Chinese food menu, I always get it, and I eat a little bit of it because it's so filling, and then I eat some later on. Cold sesame noodles.
I do enjoy those.
They're really, really good. So they were my number 3, but anyway, so I switched them. But my number 1 remained my number 1. And my number 1 non-Italian pasta dish is halushki.
Excuse me?
Halushki.
Yeah, God bless you.
You're hallucinating?
What is he saying? Halushki. Bless you. What? Halushki. It's a Polish dish.
Ah.
Okay.
I don't know this one.
It's egg noodles, cabbage, butter, and sauteed onions.
That's why I don't know it.
Yeah.
Healthy.
All right. It's amazing.
Makes for a really musical evening.
Oh yeah, I've eaten this stuff like since I was a kid. Guys, I grew up in a firehouse, right? And guys at the firehouse used to make this, and I try to find it anywhere I could get it. It was great. It's something.
He was left as a foundling on the doorstep.
Pretty much, right? But I will tell you this: in Pittsburgh, we were talking about that. Jay, you ever stop at Wiggle Whiskey in the Strip District when you're out there? Okay, Wiggle Whiskey's fantastic. They make really good spirits. They do a really good job there. They have really good food there too. Diagonally across the street from Wiggle Whiskey, in the main building of Wiggle Whiskey, right in the Strip District.
You just like saying Wiggle Whiskey, don't you?
I do, and I almost wore a Wiggle Whiskey cap tonight. So, it's Kelly O's Diner, right? She makes an amazing halishki. Anytime I go there, I don't care if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm getting a plate of halishki. If I'm getting eggs for breakfast, I'm getting a plate of halishki.
Yeah. Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if a pierogi would be. It was a pierogi pasta dish.
Yeah, why not? Throw it in there.
Throw it in there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It's noodles, right? It's a noodle, right? It's got other stuff in it, but it's a noodle. There you go. Throw pierogies in it. So there you go.
I did find the name.
At that point, we could put dumplings in there too, if you want to.
Yeah, there you go.
I did find the name of the place where that mac and cheese was. It's called the Trails End Restaurant and Bar, and it is at the Turpin Meadow Ranch.
Turpin Meadow Ranch.
Turpin. Tell you about that.
Not terrapin.
Turpin. Like turpentine without the tine.
I got you. I got you. All right. Jay, anything coming up in the near future on the
Not much, man. Again, just hoping to continue our nice ooze out of distribution and pick up some more area, you know?
That's awesome.
We're looking forward to it too.
We're looking forward to it. Central North Jersey too. Absolutely, 100%. We'll talk.
I need more
about
OG in my face.
Absolutely, and we got to get out there too. Any beers coming out? Anything getting released soon?
I've already spoken about
the tanks.
The Pale Ale coming out soon, and obviously our Fest beer.
Awesome. Fest beer and the Merson. So.
And when do you release the Fest beer?
Be probably the week before our Oktoberfest, which is usually the second week in September.
That's appropriate. We complain about seasonal creep here all the friggin' time.
So I'll tell you what, the biggest transition from going from self-distributed to going to a distributor is your timeline for seasonal beers gets moved up at least tenfold.
It does.
They want Oktoberfest beers in their store, in their warehouse before August 1st. I'm not even thinking about my beer. You know.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Cook,
For
that one.
I don't need to see pumpkin beers before freaking August.
No,
it's a no-no.
Mid-September is the earliest I'll accept it.
Right.
The only thing is John makes me do a pumpkin beer show every year.
In October, we do a pumpkin beer show. We do.
And so I do have to be out when it hits because if the good ones disappear quickly.
Yeah, they do.
Both of them. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan.
It's this guy's fault. It's this guy's fault. Right
It's his fault.
It's his fault right there.
Yep.
That jackass right there.
Okay.
That lovely jackass that he is.
I know he's a great guy, but
yeah.
Thanks for the seasonal creep. And look, Jay, and I've said this a million times on the show, but I haven't said it to you. My hope is that seasonal creep keeps getting earlier and earlier and earlier, so eventually it just backs up to itself.
Yeah, just make it season, make it all year.
Right,
it just comes around.
It comes around to the right time.
Make it all year.
Exactly. So anyway, all right. Any parting words? Have people come down for anything coming up, or just
our tap room is always open. Obviously, you can't get all the beers we have on tap in our tap room, which is why it's still a happening place. You know, come in, check out what our brew team's doing, the new stuff, the stuff that you don't see out in the marketplace, and have a good time. You know, we do live music probably at least 2 or 3 times each month. Outside is usually a bigger band on Saturdays. check it out. It's on the website.
Well, you're not always open. According to Google Maps, you're closed Mondays, Tuesdays.
That is correct.
Right. So, and also according to Google Maps, you share your space with a couple of bakeries.
There is a bakery, yeah. Yep.
Right. So
not a bakery that sells to the public from this establishment, but they do bake the stuff here.
Little Miss Moffat.
I should know the name of it. I don't.
Little Miss Moffat. The brownies look good.
There you go.
Fudgy.
Yeah, so we're about less than a mile away from the old Adam Scheit Brewery. A plant that our family ran from the 1954 to 79 before they moved all the production down to Philadelphia. So, it's a cool industrial building. Check it out.
That's awesome. We will get out there. We'll talk more about a couple other things when we sign off. But we want to thank you so much for coming on. This was fantastic. Loved hearing all about the backstory of Schmitz and everything else. And and of course your wife's uncle. That's the
Uncle Jerry.
Uncle Jerry.
So it's interesting. I wanted your follower there, Justin Biddy. I told him I said hello.
Absolutely, you just did. He's still watching. Justin's the one of the owners and sales director for Wanderback Brewing.
Gotcha. It's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, there you go.
We may have him back on in August.
We may very well have him back.
No, I may. You may not.
You may not. Well, you may have him back on. Well, no. I'll pop on for 10 minutes.
Well, we'll see.
I
got to Justin and I we got to talk.
We got to talk. So we'll
figure do something special for that show.
Anyway, once again, Jay.
Maybe I can talk him into doing some magic tricks.
I think you should do that. Actually,
I think we should do that.
Thank you very, very much for having us on, guys. It's an absolute pleasure, and we're honored to be on.
Guys, it's VonCBrewing.com is the website, and of course all their social media. Check out Von C Brewing on. Obviously, they're on Facebook, Instagram. You want to check out everything going on there. Check out their Oktoberfest. Obviously, that's coming up the second week of September. We may very well be out there for it.
Please come by. If it's not in your local, please ask for it. Nothing paves our way when we're trying to do sales and people asking for our beer. So
ask for the beer at your local store, and if they're distroed in that area, they're going to get it in. So just have them find out where it is. So, but check out everything going on their website. That's definitely for sure. The beer's fantastic. Take it from me. Take it from Dave. We've had it. It's fantastic. I'm not blowing smoke. Not just because he's a guest on the show. It's really, really good beer. You want to go get it. So.
No, without him on the show, we both ranked it our favorite beer.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Before I even saw you at CBC, we had that list on there.
So. We appreciate that very much.
You got it. All right.
Testament to the brew team. They do a great job.
100%. All right, stick around. We'll talk to you in a couple of seconds. But on that note, we'll wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lageroom.com. That's LAGEROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music, iTunes Music, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser, listen to us. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Once again, Jay, thank you so much for coming on. Tell everybody we thank them so much for you taking the time out to come on, and the beer that's getting brewed out there.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
And that outro was so much better than the one you did on the Anna Chaser show.
It was, well,
you were tanked.
Don't even get me started on that one. There you go. So, anyway, thanks for coming on, sticking around. We'll talk to you soon. Guys, have a great rest of the week, wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you next week, folks. Our Christmas in July, our annual Christmas in July show next week. You're going to want to tune in for that. That's going to be fun. So,
yeah.
Take care, folks. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you very much.
You got it, Jay. Stick around. We'll talk to you in a second. Take care, guys.
What is that? Is that our second or third most heavy drinking show?
That's our third.
Third most heavy, yeah.
Cheers.
Well, that's a good thing I work from home.
There you go.